Hello guys, thanks for jumping back into my channel. This is MindYourCrypto. My name is Bill and today we're going to analyze ENJ ENJIN coin. We are going to do a technical analysis, a price prediction, and to discuss the potential of this coin in the future. So if you like the content, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. Thank you for the support. This is a new channel. We are going to grow together, guys. So let's go quickly to analyze the support resistance level, the MACD firstly, and of course include the risks between these indicators and the risks for ENJ. So let's see here, our support line, which became at 13th March, the support line was previously a resistance level here at 11th March and 9th March. Okay, so this now is our support line here. We tested two times, almost three times, and it is between 1.91 to 2 USD. So I think that we had this huge short pressure here. So this is our resistance line for the short term. We might move sideways, we might move downwards, we might move upwards. We will discuss this later on in the next minutes in this video. So here the MACD, the blue line is well beyond the signal line with the orange line. When this happens, we have a bearish situation. Of course, it is not far beyond the signal line, but you can see here, due to this price action, the signal line met the blue line here, and that's why we had this action here where the blue line went beyond the signal line with the orange line. So here we have a bearish situation, okay, but I don't think today our indicators are showing the risk here. The real risk will be the ENJIN coin when we discuss ENJIN coin against Bitcoin and Ethereum. Soon, guys, soon, just be patient. So here the relative strength index and the commodity channel index, nothing to worry about. We are between those lines. There is not a risk involved. There is not an overbought situation where, as well as here we had, you can see here on 15th March we had an overbought situation and the risk was high. That's why in my previous video for ENJIN coin I told you that we might have a correction, so be prepared for the worst. So here we had this correction, as you can see in the price movement, and the RSI went down and crossed the 70 here and went even further down till it goes sideways between 30 and 70. Same with the commodity channel index, it goes between minus 100 and 100. It surpassed here the 100 level. That's why we had an overbought situation. That's why I told you we might have soon a correction. The risk was high, of course. However, this is not now the case. We don't have any of those situations and we are moving sideways. I think that we might move sideways a bit for the next few days, but we will see the real risk here, which sits at ENJIN coin against Bitcoin and furthermore ENJIN coin against Ethereum. So here we're running the weekly frame, as you can see here, against Bitcoin, ENJIN against Bitcoin, and at 2019 4th March, as you can see, guys, we had our top. So then we went straight backwards afterwards, and now we are in the gray zone in the Fibonacci retracement, which means according to the historical data we might have a price action of something like here or maybe even more, but this is our top, this is our near top according to the historical data. But we have always to consider the historical data because it can show us some realistic price prediction for the short term for this coin. However, in the future we might even surpass this point. Of course, this is a scenario that might happen, but in the near future, in the short term, in the next few days, in the next month, of course we have to consider this data here. So I circled this point just to show you that the 50-day EMA crossed here the 30-day EMA and the 20-day EMA with the yellow line. When this happens, this is a signal that we have a pump up in the price action. When the 50-day EMA goes beyond the 30-day EMA and the 20-day EMA, we have a price action here that we will see a huge pump up for this coin, and we saw that. Same here happened. Okay, same situation here to the February 2019. Okay, same situation, 50-day EMA went beyond the 20-day EMA and the 30-day EMA. That's why we had this huge pump up. We are in the weekly frame, of course, guys, and now let's go to ENJIN coin against BTC in the daily frame. And of course, I've started from 2019 just to show you that the price action was about the same. We had a huge pump up, then a correction, then again a candle that almost reached the top. It did not though, and we had this constant fall down in the price. Of course, the 20-day EMA, 30-day EMA and 50-day EMA had a huge distance, and then they went downwards again and they got close to each other. So they lagged a bit. They didn't see, of course, here we had this huge pump up candle, but we had a good scenario according to the 20-day and 30-day and 50-day EMAs, but afterwards they went close to each other, and you can see here the scenario which 50-day EMA crossed the 30-day EMA and the 20-day EMA and went above them. So we had a very bearish scenario. So let's zoom out a bit and go here to our current price action. That's why I circled this line here, because the 50-day EMA went beyond the 20-day EMA and 30-day EMA, and we had this pump up in our price action. Now we saw a correction, and we need to see if the risk involved in ENJIN coin against BTC and Ethereum will prove correct, and we might see a drop down in the short term for ENJIN coin. The distance between those lines are very high, and when we have this huge distance between 50-day EMA and 30-day EMA, we need to be careful, of course. Okay guys, so here they might lag a bit and go down. Then we need to check in the near future if this is a correct price action or not, but there is always a high risk, so I need you to be prepared for the worst. I will always give you my honest opinion, but this is of course just an opinion. You can always do your own research. Okay, so let's go to the Bollinger Bands, and you can see here the squeeze point. You can see a very squeeze point here. This was a good buying scenario for the ENJIN coin, and now we have this huge volatility in the price. With the higher the volatility, the higher the distance between the bottom down here line and the top line, the higher the risk, of course. Okay, so this is what Bollinger Bands shows us. A buying opportunity on the squeeze point where the distance between those lines here are very small. You can see very insignificant, and then the distance between those lines here are significant, and you can see there's high risk in the Bollinger Bands. But let's proceed to ENJIN coin against USD again in the daily frame, and I wanted to show you guys from the 28th February where we had this minor bullish candle. I wouldn't say it's bullish, okay, but this cross candle here, and you can see here the pump up, and it is almost 600% price action upwards. We had this correction afterwards, minus 43% correction. This was nothing, of course, to the price action, to the huge pump up of this coin, but always consider when we have this huge price action, there is always a risk involved in the short term afterwards, especially again for the ENJIN coin. The 20-day EMA is all good. It is playing the support role, of course, but when we want to consider the risk here, we cannot absolutely trust the EMAs, because here, if you only see the EMAs, they will tell you that, okay, we are in a very good situation, and the ENJIN coin will go, of course, upwards and upwards, and you have nothing to be afraid of, okay? And including the relative strength index and the commodity channel index I show you here. But if we look at the ENJIN coin against Ethereum, we might see a very high risk involved. So here we made this, okay, this like we went down here and then moved upwards again. This is on the weekly frame, ENJIN coin against Ethereum, and you can see the year 2019 went top. Same happened here. Okay, So why this here was a buying opportunity? Because we were in the bottom, we were almost in the bottom, ENJIN coin against Ethereum, and I think along with the 20-day EMA and the 30-day EMA and the 50-day EMA, when 50-day EMA crossed the other lines and went beyond them, this was of course a buying opportunity, but this here as well. So I've circled this to tell you that this was a very good buying opportunity, and of course in my videos, if we have scenarios like this, I will tell you my opinion and I will advise you to buy a coin. Of course this is up to you, but I will advise you to buy the coin. So here we might see a drop down according to the historical data. Of course there is a high risk involved, however this might not be the case. We might surpass the previous all-time highs for ENJIN against Ethereum in the long term. I trust ENJIN coin, don't get me wrong here, I trust ENJIN coin in the long term, but I always want to mention the risk in the short term. That's why I focus so much for ENJIN coin against BTC and ENJIN coin against Ethereum. I always want to mention these two coins against each of the other cryptocurrency market. Okay, so that's why I think we might have a short-term risk, of course. And let's go to the potential and let's discuss a bit the potential of this coin and the market cap. So here we got 2 billion, near $2 billion dollars market cap, and the price is 2.42. I always told you, if you multiply circulating supply with the price, then you get the market cap. For me, ENJIN coin is a great project. NFTs are the future, and I think they are here to stay. And according to what I see, what I've studied in the ENJIN coin, I think they have a pretty decent project. They care about the environment. They have a good team behind it, and 2 billion, I think it is still pretty cheap. What do you guys think? I think 2 billion is not the rock top that this ENJIN coin will do. Don't even consider saying a cryptocurrency cheap due to its price only. You don't have to see its price to say it's cheap. You have to see its market cap. That's a mistake most beginners do, including me when I started studying and seeing the market, the cryptocurrency market. I did this mistake here. Of course, always you can do mistakes, but you have to learn through your mistakes, and this is circulating supply multiplied by the price gives us the market cap, and we always check the market cap. So 2 billion for me is still cheap. The future of ENJIN coin, I think, will be bright, but of course for the short term this is the risk you might consider about. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. I hope I guided you through the risks, okay, and the benefits of maybe hodling this coin for the future. So thank you guys again a lot. See you soon with more videos. Bye, stay tuned for more.